Hi, this is Brenda Page, and I am doing my written assignment for Module 4 for Intro to Communications. It's the video response, practicing listening skills. For me, I chose to watch Ronald Reagan's address to the nation about the Space Shuttle Challenger tragedy. His main point of his speech was to address the nation about the explosion of the space shuttle. He wanted to make sure that we all knew how heartfelt and sorry he was for the families of the astronauts. President Reagan wanted to say how brave and daring they were and what grace and spirit each of them had. Their wish or hunger to explore the universe and discover what it had to offer was honorable. Their families and us should be proud of their efforts. President Reagan also wanted to express to the school-aged children who were watching the takeoff and the eventual explosion that it's hard to understand and perhaps painful to watch, but it's all part of the process of exploration and discovery. They too must be brave and know that we should never forget them and honor them always for their accomplishments. I believe President Reagan showed the best nonverbal cues. While I was watching and listening to what he was saying, I paid particular attention to what he was doing. He sat in front of the camera very focused. His hands were directly in front of him on the desk, and they didn't move from their position. The most important aspect of what he was doing was looking straight at the camera. This illustration was reassuring. His eyes looked sad and with deep regret of what had taken place. Although he blinked a few times, he never looked away. His eyebrows moved at different parts of his speech, which to me showed his true sadness. At particular parts of the speech where he was placing an emphasis on it, his eyebrows would move. They'd go up or down. It was very convincing to the extent to which he was devastated by what happened. His nonverbal cues accented the information to his words of what he was saying, and it created immediacy with each and every person who may have been watching. I didn't face any challenges while watching his speech. I paid full-time attention to what President Reagan was saying. There was no selective listening on my part. He was very meaningful and convincing. I even remember watching him make the live speech and didn't allow any distractions at that time either. He was a sincere person, and you knew it was, sorry about that. He was sincere to what he was saying, and you knew it also by his nonverbal cues. This was such a sad day for the NASA program. The public needed and wanted him to say that we were going to go from here. He was reassuring and positive even in this devastating event. President Reagan was a very effective president. When he made speeches, I think everybody listened. He meant business and believed in what he was saying. He was honest and trustworthy. These virtues or traits that he displayed seemed to come so easily for him. Hearing and or listening skills are traits that we all have to learn and do. Over the years, I have had to be able to multitask at times and do it effectively. For example, while at work, there perhaps could be 3 or 4 people that would come to me with their issues, and I would have to deal with them. Depending on what it was, I handled them sometimes one at a time or perhaps at the same time. But I listened to what they had to say, and I did the best I could. At home, though, I had to pick and choose when to listen effectively. If it's a more generic conversation like, how was your day, what's for dinner, I can continue whatever with what I was doing at the time, like chores or preparing dinner. Those types of things allow for multitasking. But if there were real issues like boyfriend or girlfriend things for the kids or medical problems, then purposeful listening is a must. There was this was really put to the test when my younger sister was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Time stood still and moved way too fast. We made sure listening to each other and totally focusing in the here and now took priority. Words meant everything. And we may only have one opportunity to listen and remember since her death was inevitable and at any given moment she could be gone. There were many moments of nonverbal cues such as hugging each other, kissing, I'm not kissing, but crying. No words were exchanged at all during that time. They weren't even needed. These were emblems of what we meant to each other, and those memories still hold a very big piece of my heart today. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy.